We are excited to invite on the main stage another startup vertical and the founders in the clean tech and smart energy vertical, along with Webit Collective Intelligence, the international investors jury. Don't forget to follow what is happening on the startup stage of the rest of the vertices during the semi-finals of Webit Founders Games. A round of applause for our moderator, Hejka.
Thank you very much. So we're back with the second part of the Founders Games. We're gathering founders from all corners of the world to showcase and present their innovative ideas to a curated group of investors, hoping to win their hearts, their minds, and more importantly, their pockets. So this competition has become an investment platform for matchmaking hand-picked early-stage startups and venture round scale-ups with investors, with corporates, and with the media. It all started 15 years ago when Webit joined the ecosystem and was among the first to start connecting the startup and the enterprise worlds together. So I'm just going to remind you of the rules of the Founders Games. Each startup has 3 minutes to present their company with a video they've prepared beforehand. Now, the jury, who will be behind me on the screen, they have the task to provide their evaluation and ask any questions which will help their decision-making process and fill in their evaluation points from 1 to 10. Of the startups in regards to 6 milestones. And those milestones are impact factor, uniqueness of the idea, team capacity, business model, scalability and market adoption, and financial sustainability. So we will wrap up the Webit Global Impact Forum with the Founders Games. Awards ceremony will be around 6:40, and that's when the finalists for the $6 million award will be announced. Now, of course, follow us on social media. We are at Webit. You can share your thoughts and your questions and use the hashtag Webit as well. So, without further ado, let's go on to the second part of the Founders Games. This is clean tech and smart energy startups. So first we'll welcome our jury, who will be behind me, and of course the startups that have to impress everybody here. So our first startup that we're going to hear from is called EcoTree. They were founded in 2016 and they are from Denmark. So please welcome to the stage Thomas Norman Kungelhelm from EcoTree. Thomas, welcome to the stage.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Thomas, co-founder of EcoTree, a European B Corp startup that is revolutionizing forestry. No one hates nature, right? So help me explain this. Help me explain why we keep destroying nature at such an alarming rate. I mean, why such a dangerous nonsense? Well, I believe it's because there is a business case for nature to disappear. We've built a model that is simply allowing nature to be destroyed as a sort of, acceptable collateral damage, as something with no cost. So the only way I see we can stop this nonsense is to instead create a business case for nature to be restored, for nature to be preserved, for nature to be valued. When we started with EcoTree back in 2016, we got inspired by the Scandinavian recycling system for used cans and bottles. Right? It's actually a fantastic way to monetize the act of recycling. And we decided to apply that proven method of financial incentive to sustainable reforestation. We've basically created a business case that financially rewards individuals and companies for actually supporting and investing in nature. Right, so forget the classic donation thing. We've turned sustainable forestry, tree planting, into a profitable action, delivering both vital environmental benefits and a financial gain. With EcoTree, companies, individuals can, in just a few clicks and for as low as 15 euros, purchase newly planted trees from our very own forest in Europe and become what we call the tree owner. Right? So we've built a digital universe to make this tree ownership as tangible and exciting as possible. And when new trees reach maturity, we're going to selectively cut and sell them for high-quality timber, and we're going to hand over that 100% of that revenue to you, the tree owners. Right? So you will ultimately more than double your initial investment. Not so bad as an incentive, is it? So far, we've gathered close to 100 very enthusiastic teammates with, forestry, legal, financial, tech expertise. And I'll tell you, they are the real heroes who help us convince around 60,000 individuals, close to 2,000 companies, to plant over 1.5 million trees right here in Europe. So far, we've doubled our income almost every year. We just finalized a Series B round, so invest with us and let's find a business model with profit but also purpose. Thank you very much, and may the forest be with you.
I'm going to get some sounds in, I hope. Yes, thank you, Thomas Norman from EcoTree. That was excellent. Now we're going to open the floor to the jury. We do have some jury members in the audience, I believe, as well as on the screen behind me. So, jury, who would like to ask a question of Thomas first? Yes, we've got a jury member.
Can I go? This is Anita. What about
sorry.
Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, on you go. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
A quick question that I have is, could you actually elaborate a little bit more on exactly what the solution of the product that you're building? And then when you are presenting, there's a digital connection to the physical planting of trees. What exactly is that structure? And then can it be scalable? And how is the incentive structure being generated based on what variables?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure I got the very first part of your question. If I may ask you to repeat the first sentence?
Yes, sure. So if you don't mind elaborating on exactly what is the product or the solution that you're building and what exactly is the technology that you're deploying in terms of scalability, and also how is the incentive structure if you're able to double and get incentivized monetarily, how exactly is that happening? And is it connected to the physical planting of trees?
Right. I'd like to say that we are actually a startup that for once didn't start in a garage, but in a forest. In the sense that we have food in the ground. It's actually our land and our team who operates those forestry projects. So basically, the tech part comes on top of that, both, as I said, to create this digital user experience for our audience and our customer base, again, to make them connect with this forestry project that they invest into, because when you connect, you care, and that's where tech can have a clear role. But tech is also possibly playing a vital role in our model to actually monitor what we're doing. I mentioned that two of our core environmental benefits and targets are both the carbon sequestration and the preservation of biodiversity. And on both ways, technology can actually help a lot to monitor what's happening, from satellite or drone imagery to actually measure the biomass on the field and literally measure this carbon sequestration and the growth of biomass, as well as it can help monitoring the inventory of species to prove that we actually increase biodiversity. So tech has a double leverage that we try to activate in this business model. When it comes to the financial incentive, it's purely based on the natural growth of trees, which is roughly between 2 to 4% on average, right, throughout the life cycle. So because while growing, they produce a commodity, wood or timber, that happens to have a very valuable value on the market. And that's where you will generate, being the owner of that tree, you are actually the owner of that wood, or even the carbon credits that we can generate on top of it. And that's where you will ultimately get the value from your investment and from your trees.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Very very quick question. What is the survival rate of your trees? And then a follow-up question in regards to your revenues. What is your revenue and how's the structure goes?
When it comes to the trees, we have typically an 80% success rate when we start the plantation. Of course, we try to be very, custom, bespoke in every single project. There's no copy-paste, right? It's vital that we adapt each project to the local conditions and the actual conditions, as well as we try to anticipate what are going to be the future conditions, because there's no point in planting trees if we cannot guarantee or make everything possible that they're going to survive in 60, 90, 150 years' time, right? So this is really a big part of it. And then again, why we have our own in-house forestry experts. When it comes to our revenue, we actually get the money from selling the trees, and that's also where we make our profit, right? We are a business, so we take a 30-40% cut when we sell the trees, right? And that's where we make money and can actually grow. And our revenue so far has basically doubled every year. It was around 6.7 million euros last year. We're aiming for 10.2 this year. Fairly so far year to date, pretty well on field with our budget. So looking forward to increase actually up to 60 million by 2026.
Okay, thank you very much. Jury, we've just got about 20 seconds left. If anybody has a quick question? No?
Hi, I'm Karina from Sloane Ventures. I can ask a question. Briefly, about your expectations from investors that you would be working with in the future.
I'll let you answer it quickly.
I didn't get that question, I'm sorry.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Sure. What are your expectations from investors that you will end up working with?
Good. Very briefly, we want to use investments for 3 reasons. Basically, to extend our commercial and awareness on new markets, right? Basically, in the rest, targeting the whole Europe market by 2026. Second, we want to increase R&D, research and development, as I said, for the tech users that we want to leverage in our model. And third, to increase and leverage our sourcing capabilities to access more land and more quickly throughout Europe.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Thomas. And thank you to the jury. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next up we have Hattan Ltd. They were founded in 2021 and they are coming from right here in Bulgaria. Please welcome to the stage Plamen Alexandrov presenting for Hattan.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Plamen. I'm the sales manager at Hattan Ltd. Our company developed highly efficient bladeless wind generators. Because of its design, working principle, AI-controlled behavior, and own high-density energy storage, it's the only solution that harvests wind energy 24/7, no matter wind speed and direction. It's able to generate 7 to 10 kilowatts and store it by just being 50 centimeters wide and less than 2 meters tall. It's easy to retrofit, plug and play to any rooftop, terrace, yard, or port by using the existing infrastructure. We developed this technology to help 1,000 coastal cities increase their resilience to floods and storms and supply the increasing demand for energy with low capex and opex. To also help 12 million building owners lower electricity cost and price volatility, and 900 ports to make transition towards electrification by using the existing infrastructure. Having this mission in hand, in just 7 months since we set up the company, we agreed with Abu Dhabi ports on a pilot to supply electrical boats. Pilots with large industrial manufacturer with factories in Bulgaria, Netherlands, and Greece. And last month, we had a discussion with Burgas municipality to perform 2 city pilots, one offshore and one onshore. In 3 years from now on, we will sell 30,000 units to 410 clients generating $670 million. To reach that point, our strategy is to first directly approach the top 10 port operators, who own 630 ports, which is 70% of all, showcase them the pilot and sell to half of them, 300 ports, 50 units each. Also connect with 30 coastal megacities in Europe, USA, and MENA, and 300 industrial building owners in the same regions and sell to 30% of them. In parallel, we will set up partnerships with manufacturing, maintenance, and distribution partners to secure faster growth in year 4 and onwards, and we consider licensing the technology to major players like Vestas and Nordex because it's a $2.2 trillion market opportunity. 109 million units could be sold all around the world. But we cannot do it alone. We need to catch the momentum and speed up, and that's why to quickly onboard customers, partners, and media attention, in addition to standard digital marketing tools, we plan to showcase to specialized events, attract and collaborate with people like Nico Rosberg. We're a team of aviation, software, AI, and 3D modeling engineers capable to turn science into viable products. And highly motivated young team in B2B sales, PR, and events. Join us to help global sustainability goals and together benefit from a rapidly growing market. Thank you. Now I will leave you in the hands of our CEO, Emilian. He will answer your questions.
Hello,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will open it up to the jury on the screen first. Jury, do you have any questions for Hattan Ltd?
Hi again, it's me, Karina. I can jump in very quickly. It just happens that we've seen quite a few projects similar to what Hattan is developing. Would you elaborate a little bit more, please, on the product itself? How is it going to be adverse weather-proof? What are the main challenges with your product that you will be facing going forward?
Thank you. First, very big challenge was to train our AI according to different air conditions or different wind speed conditions for different places in all over the world, especially when this is onshore, nearby to the coast. Very special for yacht ports because we have possibilities to supply electricity direct from the port to the yacht nearby to the coastal. So this was very difficult for us to train our AI for all our conditions. Thank you.
Yes. Can we have the mic at the front here? Thank you very much. Just there. Thank you.
I have another follow-on question to that. Is where do you manufacture these units? Because you do project a pretty high number of sales in terms of volume of units. What's your per unit cost that looks like? And then also, do you anticipate any competition from China on particularly making of that in terms of per unit costs?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Could you please repeat for me this question? Because I do not understand.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's your per unit cost on the product? Like when it comes to, if you say you're going to have 30,000 units sold, like how is that scale being projected? And then what is the per unit cost on that?
Okay. This is less than $1 per watt, according to the 0.82 cents per watt. Thank you.
Where is that made?
Where is it made?
Where is it made? Къде е направен?
This is Bulgarian made, here in Europe. That's the price here on Bulgarian soil.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we're going to take a question from a jury member on the floor. Please go ahead.
Hi, I wanted to ask you, is it your revenue, it's only sale of hardware, the device, or do you have any recurring revenues? That's my first question. And then the second question is in terms of traction so far. you mentioned a project with Abu Dhabi Port. Is that already a live project? And do you have already signed up Nico Rosberg as a celebrity influencer, or is that in anticipation?
Yes, about the Nico Rosberg, we are planning to meet him soon and potentially talk with him about this opportunity. Otherwise, we plan to showcase to these events and probably attract people like Nico Rosberg as well.
Regarding Abu Dhabi ports?
Regarding Abu Dhabi ports, we are currently negotiating with them.
And we have a close contact with the innovation management of Abu Dhabi ports and execute a few of very deep conversation and negotiations with them. And they are willing to execute a pilot project.
Okay.
In terms of revenue, we are gaining our revenue through selling the equipment only.
Okay. Thank you for that. Virtual jury, anything you want to add? We've got about 30 seconds.
A very quick one. Did you raise any funding?
Did you raise any funding?
No, we did not raise any fund. All of this we achieved by our own money.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Hattan Ltd, thank you very much. And thank you to our jury as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Solumar, founded in 2022, so very new, and coming from the United Arab Emirates. Please welcome on stage Remy Popchiva from Solumar. Give him a warm welcome, a big round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Every year, million tons of soot and gases are emitted by ships and ports, causing catastrophic events happening now. To stop the climate change, International Maritime Organization set regulations to cut emissions in half by 2050, but maritime companies are under big stress because they have to choose between 5 bad options, which are either very expensive or cannot be retrofitted, or biofuels that compete for our scarce land. We can solve this problem with our proprietary, lower cost and highly efficient exhaust gas filtering technology. That's the only technology on the market that cuts 98% of all emissions with a single compact device able to retrofit to any ship and ports equipment. Our journey started working with R&D departments in Airbus and Liebherr to improve the air quality of private jets. We then proved the technology in also other sectors. Today, selling to industrial enterprises because of the record high efficiency reached with zero OPEX and low CAPEX. Now, ready to operate in bigger scale in maritime. We see it as a mission because of the huge impact we can make. One ship only emits as many as 2 million diesel cars. Just one filter installed on one ship can bring the same positive impact as 2 million electrical cars. The same solution collects and utilizes the black carbon, makes it ready to be sold as a byproduct. Carbon market is increasing and will reach 26 billion in 4 years. With such technology in hand, we are on a mission to help 1,000 maritime companies retrofit the whole fleet, cut all emissions with low CAPEX and OPEX, and comply with Agenda 2050. Those companies own 97% of the overall market and still lack efficient solution to cut emissions. This translates to 275,000 installations, $300 billion market opportunity by selling equipment, and $200 million recurring revenue every year by selling byproducts. We plan to start with pilots in maritime and oil and gas, agreed with Abu Dhabi ports, Greek ship owner, Caus Deeptech and Aramco, and after the pilots, we'll showcase the success within and to other companies. In the next 3 years, we will sell 230 units to 15 maritime clients with an opportunity of $46 million in revenue. We are a professional team of engineers supported by Caus. My name is Renee. I'm the CEO and founder of Solumar. My role is to grow this use case into a viable business and a planet-saving journey. And with partners like you, we will be one step closer to achieving this mission. Thank you very much.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
A great presentation. Well done.
It's a
Okay,
great
I'm going
stage.
to open it up to the jury on the floor first, before the virtual jury. You have a question. Can we have a mic, please?
May I just borrow part of
Absolutely.
your surface here? Okay.
Yes, please
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Hi, my name is Milena, and I work at EcoVC, which is a climate-focused fund. So what you're talking about is, I appreciate the value in it. I appreciate the scale of the opportunity as well as the need for it. What you're suggesting sounds almost too good to be true. I can connect you immediately to several shipping companies with thousands in their fleet that would jump on the opportunity. To what extent is the tech there? Have you achieved what you are aiming to achieve? Is the tech de-risked? And are you confident in the price of it of $200,000 per ship? Because that sounds like a very low price.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the question. First, as I've already said, we proved the technology in other sectors. This is how we actually developed the technology. I call it a lucky coincidence because we started from the first part, then we added the other part, and then the other. The technology for maritime is today on TRL 8, meaning that we are pre-market. If there is a market opportunity, we can straightforward develop a pilot, no matter the size and the type of ports equipment, for example, tugboat, push boat, emergency boat, RTG crane, diesel generators, and any type of vessels, no matter the type and size of the engine. So if this is answering your first question, yes. And then, can you repeat, please, the second question?
What extent is the tech de-risked? What are the next steps of proving the technology?
Yeah, the next step, we decided to start with pilots because any client that we visited from the maritime and oil and gas showing our products that we are currently selling, they were telling us, okay, that's great, we want to see your product installed on my port or on my ship. So we are just at the edge of developing pilots, especially for maritime and especially for ports.
But from your perspective, it fully works?
It fully works, yes.
And the price?
The price, here I've put $200K in the average order. Here I have to say that it is the weighted average between installations for ports and between installations for vessels, because in ports you have smaller in size equipment. I can say directly the price. The price of a small unit is $150,000, and the price for a medium-sized unit is $950,000. However, with that prices, we are between 3 and 4 times cheaper than currently existing scrubbers, having in mind that the scrubbers that are existing today only capture one pollutant, sulfur oxides or CO2, and not other pollutants. And scrubbers are relatively large machinery, so scrubbers cannot be retrofitted, in fact, to a small or medium-sized ships. And that's why we are saying that 97% of the market still lacks solution, because today 3% of the market is already equipped with currently existing scrubbers.
Okay.
And Yeah, sure, I would be glad to answer more questions.
Okay, virtual jury, do you have any questions? We've got about a minute left.
Where do you manufacture these units?
Say that again, sorry?
Where do you plan to manufacture these units? Where would be your manufacturing base be?
Where do you plan to manufacture the units?
Yeah, that's a very good question as well. We plan to set up operations in Greece, because Greece is a very large player in the maritime market. We recently moved to Abu Dhabi, UAE, because UAE and Saudi Arabia is very good and large market in terms of ports. We will manufacture it locally. So for Greece and Europe, in Greece or Turkey, for Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, we will manufacture it there. We already have in mind the company even, and it's called Strata. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I take this one? Yeah, I'll take it then. Okay, thank you. I was supposed to go out from where?
Either way is fine. We can go that
From
way.
here. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tereni.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, next up we have Ecofye, founded in 2019 and coming from the United Kingdom. Please welcome on stage Daniela Olsen.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? I'm connected. Should I be presenting? Yeah.
Ash, ash, ash. 400 million tons of ash are wasted every year. This is a huge amount of waste for this is a waste of. Can we restart, please?
I'm so confused.
Okay, thank you. Ash, ash, ash. 400 million tons of ash are wasted every year. This is a waste of money, land, and causes environmental pollution. My name is Robert, and I'm the CEO of AC Biode, where we turn ash that pollutes the planet into Circulite that cleans the planet. Circulite is an absorbent that can be used to clean water, earth, and air. And our new developments are in carbon capture, cleaning up oil spills, and replacing microplastics in cosmetics. Currently, activated carbon is dominating the market, which is growing to $57 billion by 2025. However, it can only absorb harmful substances physically, shown in gray. Circulite can do all of that. Plus, it can absorb chemically those substances shown in green. And due to its ion exchange structure, it has a very high absorption capability. And of course, it is made of waste. That means it can be up to 10 times cheaper than the competition. We've already completed 2 pilot projects where we turn ash that pollutes the planet into Circulite that cleans the planet. And we've got 5 large projects in planning, which cost $5 million and take 2 years to complete for our customers who are large power plants. With your investment of $1 million, we can start the construction of 3 plants next year and patent our carbon capture technology the following year, because we have over 70 years of relevant industry experience. My name is Robert. I'm CEO of AC Biode. We believe that ash is not waste, but ash is a resource. We turn ash that pollutes the planet into Circulite that cleans the planet.
Thank you, Robert. I misintroduced you. So this is Robert from AC Biode, all the way from Luxembourg and founded in 2019. Thank you very much. A great presentation. I'm going to turn to the virtual jury first. Do you have any questions for Robert? Who wants to kick us off?
I could go first. What exactly are you first developing? I know it looks like there are multiple applications once you convert ash to the new polymer almost. So like which ones are you testing and which ones are in the lab and what have you already taken out into market?
Thank you for this question. So we had 2 slides. The first one where we make filters, which is already commercialized, and where we're cleaning soil after agriculture has been over-fertilized, for example, or industrial filters, or to clean water in water filtration systems. This has already been commercialized and is well established. Our new developments in carbon capture, oil spills, and replacing microplastics is what we are currently testing. And this is what we need the investment for, to get this R&D to the next level, file our patents, and secure our strong position in the market.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions from the virtual jury?
Diana, you go first.
Just a very quick one. Thank you, Karina. How much money are you raising?
We are raising $1 million or 800,000 euros right now in a pre-series A.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, any more questions from the jury? No? In-person jury.
May I just ask a quick follow-on? So are you taking existing technology and reapplying it to a new use case? Or actually every single thing, even the one that got commercialized, you own the patents on it?
So the question is, are we taking existing technology and commercializing it? Or do we own the patents? So the patent situation is currently a black box approach, if we were to patent the process, it would be easy to copy for our competitors. This is why we are working on scaling up the process first and then looking into patenting the process itself. However, though, it needs to be adjusted for every time we build a new plant. We get different ash inputs. We need to adjust the plants every time. So it's really our knowledge, our know-how that is the valuable resource here. But secondly, what we can and will patent very soon are the applications. How can we use the Circulite? And we can use the Circulite, for example, in carbon capture, where we get a lot of interest from investors from, and this is very patentable and very scalable. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Okay, any more questions from our virtual jury? No? In person, yes. Can we have a microphone? Thank you very much.
I don't know much about that, so please educate me. Coal ash, can it be used for anything else? And is that in diminishing supply? Could you have a supply issue over time?
The supply issue is actually the issue we're addressing. There's too much ash, and currently maybe 50% of the world's coal ash is being utilized. So there's actually around 3 billion tons, which is already being produced, lying there in landfills, which need to be recycled. So we actually have an oversupply of this ash. And the good thing is, here in Europe, we're actually turning off the coal bit by bit. But this is not everything. Coal ash might be the past, but biomass ash is growing in Europe. We're building more and more biomass power plants, and there's also ash from sewage incineration or paper plants. One of the companies, Mondi in Austria, we're working with, they burning wood biomass, which we then use the ash to turn this into Circulite. So there's a growing amount of ash and no one is doing enough with it. And a common example is to use it in the fabrication of concrete, in which case 1 ton of ash is worth $30, whereas if recycled to circulate, it will be worth $3,000. So it's 100 times the value we're creating. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much, Robert Kunzman from AC Biode, and thank you to our jury as well. Thank you very much. Okay, next up we have Respectlife, founded in 2019 and coming from Italy. Please welcome Mirella Cavardi to the stage representing Respectlife.
Hello, Mirella, Respectlife CTO. Respectlife is not just a technological fabric and friendly fabric, but a technology for health and well-being. One problem is the fashion impact that causes 10% of global CO2, use 1.5 trillion liters of water, and generate a large amount of waste every year. Another problem is hospital-acquired infection that causes 4.5 million hospital infection disease and generates 7 billion of extra health costs in Europe every year. Hospital linen and uniform are clearly recognized as a vector of infection. In order to decrease spread of microbial, antimicrobial textiles are used by biocide and silver salt to increase microbial resistance. Microbial resistance occurs when microbial change and become resistant, and antibiotics don't stop infection. The solution is eco-friendly textile, Respectlife. Respectlife is antibacterial and antiviral, but they not actively interact with or kill bacteria. Therefore, it does not generate microbial resistance, and which does not keep SARS-CoV-2. We use innovative technology for yarn, fabric, finishing, and manufacture for better performance. Respectlife is greener than natural and man-made fiber, is non-generate water pollution, avoid any loose microplastic, and is easy to wash, less temperature, and with less detergent. And at the end of use, is fully recyclable. It's not waste, but reusable good for zero waste in landfill. Our market TAM in the textile sector, Sami is medical application and eco-fashion, business model is B2B. Our goods innovative hospital sheet and uniform and high-performance fabrics. Value proposition, attention to the pandemic problem for the safety of workers and users, and good material without reducing the effectiveness of antibiotics. In fashion, our client is branding gadget and sustainability. This is our threshold and milestone. This is our team. This is our key partner, San Matteo Hospital, Excellence in Transnational Clinical Research, and Progress Trade Transfer Fund that investing in sustainable technology. And this is our textile and clothes.
Thank you, Mirella. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to take it to the virtual jury. Who's going to kick off with a question for Mirella?
My colleague? It's not you.
Virtual jury, have you got a question for Mirella? Thank you.
Yeah, I can ask a very quick question here. What is your cost of production making these textiles? And also, where is that being tested right now? And what stage are you at?
I don't know.
Where do you make the textiles?
I make this with polypropylene Polypropylene is antibacterial. The process is difficult, I don't.
And what stage of production are you at? What stage of production are you
at?
at?
It's ready to market.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Virtual jury, have you got any more questions for Mirella?
Hi, it's Karina here. Just a quick question. So how much are you raising right now, and what is the use of funds?
How much are you raising right now, and how will you use the funds?
I don't understand.
You don't know how much you're raising. How much money do you want to raise?
I don't understand. Yes.
No?
My colleague, adesso, Granieri is my colleague.
Okay.
You can answer.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Massimiliano Granieri from Progress Tech Transfer Fund. We funded the company with 350,000 euros for the risking. So we took it from proof of concept up to TRL 9. The technology, the product is ready to go. So we're organizing a round that should be in the range of 2 million euros, basically to organize the production on large scale. The technology is fully de-risked. There is an interest in the market. We're tightening the value chain with companies upstream and downstream and ready to go. So it's 2 million the ticket now.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Any other questions from the virtual jury? No? Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, next up, virtually, so online, we do have Ecofye this time, founded in 2019, coming from the United Kingdom, going to have online Daniela Olsen presenting for Ecofye. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. I just need a yes or no. We can hear you. I'm just going to keep talking or, oh yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Everybody can
We can
hear
hear
me. So a bit confusing before. Thank you so much, everybody, for having us. I'm just going to do a quick presentation of what Ecofye is. So as the monitor was saying, my name is Daniela, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Ecofye. And at Ecofye, we help fast-moving consumer good companies to measure and reduce their impact, what it really matters. So imagine the following. You just recently been selected as the chief sustainability officer of your company, and your company just pledged to reduce emissions by half by 2030. What would you do about this? First, you cut emissions in the area that are easy to reduce. So for example, car sharing initiatives, or even switching your electricity suppliers. But if you really want to cut emissions by half, you need to look at the elephant in the room, which is the supply chain. Supply chain represents over 80% of the total emissions for the most fast-moving consumer good companies out there. And today's supply chains are complex and difficult to monitor. It's costly and time-consuming. Currently, companies have two options to act upon their supply chain. They can hire a consultant, which can be slow and expensive, or use generic tools, which can have large assumptions. So our solution is to allow companies to not only accurately and autonomously calculate their emissions, but also understand their value chain, where and how to take action. We measure emissions in real time by using APIs and IoT sensors. We are currently collaborating with Cisco for all of our hardware. We monitor emissions straight from the source, which reduce inaccuracies by 90%, allowing companies to take control on their decarbonization strategy. This gathering information is then used to provide companies with internal sustainability scores in tailored solutions, such as better raw material sourcing. And because we believe that increasing collaboration and transparency is vital to reduce this climate crisis, for our next feature, we will use this automated supply chain monitor to enable our users to trade waste between industries. All of this coordinated by machine learning. So how do we make money? We have a freemium model where any company can get a sustainability score. The automated carbon footprint, sustainability solutions, and the carbon credits come at a premium price per year. And the more companies we welcome on our platform, the more accurate the solutions become. This is why the freemium model is so important. To develop a beta version of our platform, we were funded by a grant from Innovate UK, and we won an award with Lamborghini, which secured us a pilot project with them. And I'm happy to say that we just onboarded one of the largest FMCG companies out there. This is our team. Our advisors come from companies such as Cisco, Lamborghini, and Imperial. We're currently fundraising £600,000 to expand our team and develop our platform further. So I'm very sorry I'm not there physically. I would love to be there. So enjoy Sofia, and here's my email for those who would like to reach out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniela from Ecofye. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so I'm going to turn to our virtual panel when they are back on the screen. Does anybody have any questions for Daniela?
Yes, I have a quick one, Daniela. Thank you for a great presentation. Can you also talk about who are your direct competitors and what differentiates you from most of them?
Yes, so we have competitors such as certifications, such as B Corp or other platforms that calculate emissions out there. But the most important is what we do is we allow companies to calculate their emissions real time, right? And by having this collaboration with Cisco, not only allow us to, connect with their already management systems, such as ERP system through APIs, but also really get the information straight from the source. And this really makes the scope 3 transparency more transparent and reduces the inaccuracy. So when you use APIs also, you have some assumptions. So by using these IoT sensors and our collaboration really reduces that and allow companies to take action monthly by month without the need for them to wait a year.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Has anybody else got a question? Yes, please go ahead.
Could you elaborate on your AI model, please? Can you really explain how it is, where the data source exclusively coming from the Cisco hardware, or you're also collecting other sources of data and then modeling some prediction based on that?
So so regarding the machine learning for the waste trading feature, what we're doing is we're using our the existing data from the supply chain that we're learning, plus some engineers' data resources. Because as you probably are aware, Anita, it's for us to power machine learning, we need a large amount of data. So we don't want to only get the information from the internet or by researching, but also we want to get the real data for us to start teaching the machine learning what is really happening within the supply chain. So that's what we're doing. We're using existing clients' information that is also teaching our algorithm, but also some research that we do through data engineers. Yeah.
Thank you for that question. Now we've got a question from the floor. Please go ahead. Oh, the mic is... Just hold on. There we go.
For a young company, it sounds to me that you're still doing a mix of consultancy and a tech solution, in-person consultancy, such as how to use the IoT devices that Cisco is providing. Am I right? And how do you see that evolving over time?
So yes, it's kind of like a mix, but everything is through technology. And the solutions are also done through technology. So if to your question, yes, it's kind of like a hybrid of calculating and the emissions automated and process all this information through our on our platform. And yes, it provides them solutions on where to reduce, because we believe that monitoring is not enough. Companies need solution out there, as there is not enough carbon credits out there for all companies to become carbon neutral. People have to start taking action, and having this information would allow us to tell them exactly where to take action.
Thank you. Thank you for that question as well. Virtual jury, do you have any more questions for Daniela?
Hi, yes, just a quick question from Karina. Thanks for the presentation. This investment round that you're raising, I presume this is a UK-based company. Is it EIS eligible?
Yeah, it's SEIS and EIS, yeah, both.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Any more questions for Daniela? We've got about 40 seconds left. No? Okay, great. Thank you, Daniela, and thank you very much to the virtual jury. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone.